Hello, and welcome to another update video on Solana. Yeah, not much happening. The market is in a holding pattern at the moment, but we are still at a key spot, and sometimes at those key spots, not much is happening because the market is just waiting for the catalyst. That could obviously be coming up today. Later today, FOMC meeting, Fed interest rate decision coming up. Could be absolutely important today. Not because one or the other thing needs to happen, but because we're at the spot where, things can break or play out beautifully. So these are typically these pivots we talk about, support levels, and I think Solana is in a good situation because we are in an uptrend. So you see that here on our daily time frame. I mean, we're using Elliott wave as the model to determine price structures, identify key levels and make forecasts. And so far, over the last few weeks, I mean, the price has pretty much reached the levels that we wanted it to reach, especially here the area around $250. But this third wave ideally would even stretch a little bit higher, potentially to $305, because that is the 138% Fibonacci extension that we normally want to see reached in a third wave. Also, Q4 is normally quite profitable for altcoins in general. So that's something to watch for Solana here on this chart. We are currently holding above the yellow trend line here of this wedge pattern, and the support line is currently coming in around $225. So that is something to watch. Yeah, this is, I mean, now potentially a support line after this line has acted as resistance for many, many weeks. So this line is currently, as I said, coming in around $224, $225, and it might be tested again. So the market is currently holding above it. We're currently around $234. Do we have to test it? No. But could we test it? Yes, which means due to the volatility that we expect on a dial like that, the market has a little bit of room, right? So if we already were at this level now, then there would be a higher likelihood of breaking. But it's a key technical level. And with volatility surrounding the Fed interest rate decision and the speech from Jerome Powell, I think it's quite good that we have a little bit of room left. I don't think the low is in. There's absolutely zero evidence. I told you yesterday that we might see some further downside and the test of that level. That hasn't changed. People got a bit nervous because the price already pushed up, but we have not broken out above our signal line above, right? Remember that this here is a small signal line. The previous swing high here, $244. Until we break above that level, there is absolutely no sign a low is in, especially if the bounce stays corrective. This was a three-wave move up. I think that is visible. You see that from the swing low that formed here on Monday. Really only a three-wave move up. That does not give me any evidence that a low is in. Some people call that a 1-2-1-2 setup to the upside. That's not normally how this works. I've seen counts a 1-2-1-2 setup, but how can you distinguish a 1-2-1-2 from an ABC? Yeah, remember, ABC structures are not indications that a low is in. Well, through Fibonacci extensions. And if you have a structure like that, and the move to the upside reaches the 100% extension or slightly higher, this zone, then it's usually not another wave one, right? The second wave one is rarely longer than the first one. And then it more is likely an ABC structure. Well, what that means is most likely no low. Well, if there is a low, it's impossible to determine at this point because we haven't seen enough upside momentum, haven't broken above any key level. So we could still see a little more downside. Next support level is $229 to $223, but don't get me wrong. This is the zone where we would like to see the bulls show up to start that fifth wave up. And those probabilities on the smallest time frames, they can shift at an instant. So this is the zone we've been talking about since the weekend. And so support is still holding. As long as we're holding $217, that's Fibonacci support, 4 away, 4 pullback. I'd rather look for higher prices. That's the update on Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out our membership and also consider to join us on X for additional updates, news, and much more. The link is in the description and in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.